So it cuts back to a few days ago where Lee Min-sung is meeting up with the Apostle after he's grown a bit by joining with the other fragment. So he's like, damn, you grow pretty quick. And he's like, nah, I just chose a small body because it was more advantageous to survive in an early stage. But it doesn't even matter because now he's much stronger after joining with that fragment. But he's like, what's the name? Park Do-jin? Why are you becoming a hunter? Like, what are you trying to do? It just makes it so he can move about publicly and do things outside. Lee tells him that shit he did at the airport got the Hunter Association all over their ass. And they're about to conduct a raid on one of our factories, so we might be cooked. The Apostle says he joined the Grim Reaper Guild to prevent that from happening. That he's gonna turn all the hunters on the raid team into believers by brainwashing them. And when that happens, there won't be anything to find. He's like, damn, that's a pretty bold ass move, but how do you feel about defeating Lim Tai-gyu? Remember, that was the vengeful deal he made and the reason why he was working for the Apostle. He says he's certain now after he met him, if he were to fight him, then ... Lee's just thinking that he doesn't care either way. It would be good if they killed each other. Then it cuts back over to the chairman before the raid is about to start. And he's still trying to piece everything together about what's going on with the Stardust, but they still don't have solid evidence. Now that they got their A-rank hunter going on the raid, shit might be fine. If something really happens, then we can always call on Choi Jong-in. They have multiple S ranks just on standby. But this new hunter, Park Do-jin, is a very unpredictable variable. The fact that he joined the very guild we're investigating makes him feel like this is all gonna go in Lee Min-sung's favor. And he's also noticing that Suho has joined as a part of the excavation team. I'm not really sure what's going on or if this is the right decision, but if it's all a part of Suho's plan, then I gotta help out. Then it cuts over to the actual raid going down. It's like a bunch of giant salamander monsters attacking the party. One of their tanks is just struggling to hold out. Then Shorty taps him on the back like, don't worry, I got you. He's just like, ugh, her aura. The salamanders just keep spitting fire, but haymakers beat fire, so she just starts getting them out of there. Once that one flying, then uppercuts another one, and ooh, the eyes are so sexy. She turns around to blitz again, do an acrobatic flip over the top of Buddy, and use him as leverage to jump up towards the ceiling just so she could just charge her way right back down. And like you can see her reflection in the monster's eyes. Yeah, look at the form. Crazy work. Gotta send his big ass flying. Yeah, she just puts them both down like it's nothing and turns around to look like, damn, is Lee Min-sung really not gonna enter the battle? What a waste of an A-rank hunter. Does he think being a hunter's a joke? But as she's talking to herself, another one tries to run down on her. She's just completely caught off guard by it. Then the Apostle himself steps in and just one-chops it. Hey ladies, are you okay? Literally, I love that it's just like a nega Jin Woo. He tells her to be more careful. She's just shook like, damn, he really just one-shot that shit. And realizes that S-rank hunters are just on a completely different level as he takes out the rest. But they're like, well, everything's just about wrapped up here. But she's confused as to why it's finished so quick, like why aren't there more monsters? Ali says, oh, you're just realizing it? We routinely kill the monsters in the dungeons that we own, and that's why they pose no threat to the outside world. But she knows something's off because usually guilds don't care about that, because there's no need to go inside a dungeon every day. But she can't quite put her finger on what they're doing. But then he points out the boss's room and says, let's go. As he's thinking that no matter how hard you try, you'll never find anything to incriminate me. The demons already cleaned everything out and hid before the raid even started. So she's never gonna find any traces of the factory or even get out of here. Because again, the Apostle plans on brainwashing them. Then it cuts over to the demons who are hiding like, damn, what a waste. Like they're just mad they can't meet the Apostle even though he's here. And we see they're overseeing the fuel for the Mistborns. But they could be making more Stardust while they're spending all this time hiding. So it feels like such a waste to be sitting around. But then Suho walks up to a door and says, Biru, you said you felt the presence of a demon in here, right? He says, yeah, I think so. So he just pushes the door open and off its hinges. Okay, not off the hinges, I gassed it, but he found where the demons are. So he's turning around like, who is it? But before he can even gather his thoughts, there's just a hole in his head. And Suho did not waste any time letting that shit go. I might swear I've been in that corner. And he sent Buddy's head flying past the other two. You know you gotta hold the pose real quick. And Biru starts glazing because they can already see the progress of his training. Now he's looking at the mindless people that they use for the fuel in the factory, but the tentacle dude is actually not dead and recognizes Suho with his black mask. I think that you would come here to get in our way again, and his shit starts moving as he says this is great. And he says Suho will make a great gift to the Apostle as he turns into this giant tentacle monster. But then it cuts over to the excavation team and they're trying to figure out how there's just so many crystals, like there's no end to the digging. If they gotta be doing something else to earn money. But then they start checking for Suho because again, he was supposed to be a part of their team, and his bro starts clowning him for recruiting an E-rank newbie in the first place. it cuts back over to him confronting the demons. They can both feel that their magical power is pretty up there. The tentacle monster is at least at the level of an A rank. We see the Suho figured the Hunter Association knew something was going on here, so why else would they want to participate in this raid? If they stay on Lee Min-sung's ass, then it's gonna be hard to get information about the Apostle. He's trying to figure out where he is now. The demon notices that both him and the Apostle are going after each other. It says you'll see him very soon as he grabs his leg. Like, I intend to put you in a coma before offering you to him. Now that my tentacles have caught you, you can't escape my overwhelming strength. But overwhelming strength, huh? Cuts back to when he was doing his training. All of them were just impressed with how fast he was getting stronger. Like, this actually looks crazy. And after he falls on the ground from being tired, just grinding the daily quests and doing his thing, he was able to boost his strength by 20%. Bro said, I promise you that right now, you're the strongest human on Earth, as he just rips out of the tentacles. But really, overwhelming strength. And then the lock-in on this panel is just perfect. And he just takes out the two other ones like that, before staring Yo down and saying, I'll ask you again. Where is the Edoram's Apostle? But of course he's not gonna tell him, and he throws a punch. Then he grabs his face and says, is that so? Yeah, he really just snatched his head off his body and then whipped out a dagger to dice up his body, just like how his daddy was doing this. He's just thinking to himself like, damn, what's up with this guy? He's not sure what he's sensing from him. Suho's like, it doesn't matter, I'll find out without you saying anything. And throws his head over to Biru. As he's flying through the air, he's like, yeah, I'm definitely cooked. Biru just catches him and gets right to munching. And as soon as he starts eating him, like restores some of Isol's power, I guess. She says she feels lighter. Bro's just munching like, damn, buddy kinda chewy. But all he was able to learn from eating his head, that the demon views the Apostle as a shining light. He didn't really learn any details about him. He's just feeling like, damn, this is another dead end. I probably gotta get information out of Lee Min-sung directly. Then it cuts over to the Apostle. He can sense that the presence of the demons have disappeared, and that it wasn't the association because they're with him. He recognizes this as they all get to the boss room. Shorty is disappointed because she hasn't been able to find anything. Isn't this place where the stardust is made? Lee's just happy like, yes, she looks confused and has no clue what's going on. He tells the Apostle to cancel on brainwashing them because it would be better for both of them. But then he looks around like, nah, that won't do for me. She's still trying to piece it all together in her head like, where's the factory? She says, let's go into the boss's room. As she walks off, Lee got this shook look on his face. Says, yo, what are you doing? Come on now, didn't I tell you already? I'll be turning all the hunters in this party into followers, as he slides one of the crystals into the back of his neck. Everybody on our side must have a certain value. To work with you, an A rank hunter, to kill an S rank hunter was already a strange proposal from the start. He pulls up to whisper in his ear, and I'll have to make use of you to get my hands on Lim Tai Yu. He's just like, damn, all this talk about S ranks again. You really think I'll get brainwashed by somebody like you? And as he tries to turn around in a fit of anger, he is just completely powerless for this halo of aura that appears over him, telling him to move as the Supreme One wishes. And then he just puts his head down for a second. He's standing there not moving. The Apostle walks up on him and pats his shoulder, saying, well then, it's time to get active.